Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Manchester United are close to appointing Brendan Rodgers in as the new manager, as Solskjaer is close to getting sacked. According to the Manchester Evening News, Manchester United are ready to trigger Brendan Rodgers' contract clause if Solskjaer gets sacked. Brendan Rodgers is the top choice to replace the under pressure Solskjaer. Now, not so long ago, he said that Brendan Rodgers has verbally agreed to become Manchester United's next manager. Would you take Brendan Rodgers at Manchester United? Some United fans would take him, maybe some United fans wouldn't take him because he's a former Liverpool manager. But Brendan Rodgers is a far superior manager to Solskjaer. If he came to Manchester United, would he get the best out of the players? Would he get Manchester United back to that level where they should be at? Would he suit the strappings of the club? Would he be capable of winning trophies if he became Manchester United manager? I've got to admire the work that Brendan Rodgers has done at Leicester. At Leicester, he's won the Community Shield and the FA Cup so far. He's been in charge of Leicester for almost 3 years, and he has got a contract with Leicester until 2025. He's managed quite a lot of clubs, hasn't he? Obviously, before he's managed Celtic. He enjoyed a few years with Celtic and he won quite a few trophies with Celtic. Before he's managed Liverpool, he enjoyed one good season with Liverpool, but he didn't win anything at Liverpool. Before he's managed Swansea, he did well there. A long time ago he managed Reading and Watford, and he's also managed Chelsea's youth before. Now, there's a lot of other managers on Manchester United's agenda. Obviously, there has been a lot of talks about Zinedine Zidane, but Zinedine Zidane is not interested in the Manchester United job. The other week, though, it said that Manchester United held talks with Zinedine Zidane, and reports from Spain did say that Zinedine Zidane rejected the Newcastle job as he's waiting for the Manchester United or France job. But he's currently enjoying life away from football management. Erik ten Hag, he's been mentioned quite a lot. I think there's quite a lot of United fans that would like to see him come in. Erik ten Hag, though, is reluctant to leave Ajax. You've got to admire the work he's done at Ajax. You know, he's won a few trophies with them. He's been Ajax manager for 4 years. Pochettino, he's still been mentioned. Pochettino is highly rated by Sir Alex Ferguson. Ralf Rangnick has been spoken about. There's been rumours saying that he could come in as the interim manager until the end of the season. Romano recently gave us an update on Ralf Rangnick. He said Manchester United turned down Ralf Rangnick. Some United fans would like to see Rangnick become our director of football. So there you go. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is under pressure following back-to-back home defeats to Manchester City and Liverpool. And Manchester United have only won 1 of their last 6 Premier League games. Manchester United are sitting 6th in the Premier League. Now, Fabrizio Romano, not so long ago, gave us an update on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's situation. I've already updated you on it. Romano did say that the Manchester United board have held no talks with other managers and still support Solskjaer. It recently said that Solskjaer is waiting to be sacked after leaving Manchester. On Monday, Solskjaer flew back home to Norway with his family. Solskjaer's job is safe for now. Solskjaer expects to remain Manchester United manager after the international break. So Man United are prepared to give Solskjaer a little bit more time. Manchester United have no plans to replace Solskjaer despite the Man City defeat. Solskjaer should have been sacked after the 5-0 defeat to Liverpool a couple of weeks ago. You know, if Manchester United would have sacked him then, I can assure Manchester United would have got Antonio Conte. But Solskjaer, you know, he's losing the fans. He's losing the players. You know, if Solskjaer really cared about the club, he would resign. But obviously he's not going to resign. He refused to resign after the 5-0 defeat to Liverpool. But the club at the moment, from top to bottom, is in a predicament. Like I've said, we need a change of manager and structural changes are needed as well. If Manchester United sack Solskjaer, they'll have to pay Solskjaer $7.5 million because in the summer Solskjaer signed a new contract with Man United until 2024. There's an option of a further year. And Manchester United certainly made a mistake giving Solskjaer that contract, and a lot of United fans will agree with me on that aspect. Solskjaer's been given long enough at Manchester United. He's been Manchester United manager for almost 3 years now. And this season is Solskjaer's 3rd full season as Man United manager. And I did say at the start of this season that this season was going to be massive for Ole. But the expectations are far too high for Ole to exceed as Man United manager. Solskjaer has lowered the standards at the club as manager, and Ole is in a position that he shouldn't be in. And Solskjaer is certainly not capable of winning trophies as Manchester United manager. He has not yet won a trophy as Man United manager. We haven't won a trophy since 2017. We all wanted Solskjaer to succeed as Man United manager, but obviously he's not going to. Solskjaer cannot take this team any further. You know, he has done the best he can. We all adore Solskjaer, obviously, because he's a legend of the club. Solskjaer endured 11 years as a player for Man United. He flourished under Ferguson's guidance. And he had a proven pedigree when he was a player for Man United because he won a lot of trophies. But unfortunately, Solskjaer has no proven pedigree as a manager. I'm surprised Solskjaer's lasted as long as he has done. He's lasted as long as he has done with him being a legend of the club. Disregarding being a legend of the club, I think he would have been sacked a long time ago. You know, Manchester United should be doing much better than they are this season. Because Manchester United have got a very good squad. Plus, Manchester United endured a very good summer transfer window this year. You know, made 4 signings. Brought Tom Heaton in on a free from Villa. Brought Sancho in from Dortmund. Brought Varane in from Real Madrid. And we re-signed Cristiano Ronaldo after 12 years. And Man United spent around £141 million. Obviously, the board backed Solskjaer in the summer transfer window, and they still continue to back him now. You know, the Glazers are backing him, Ed Woodward's backed him, John Murtaugh's backed him, and Darren Fletcher backed him. Solskjaer's endured like 5 transfer windows now as permanent Man United manager. Ole ran out of excuses a while ago. But reflecting on Manchester United's poor performances, not all of the blame stems from Solskjaer. Revert back to what I've said so many times before. There's also players that have to take responsibility for those poor performances. You know, Ole's accountable for certain things. Obviously, Solskjaer's tactics and team selections have been questioned. Solskjaer got appointed in December 2018 to replace Mourinho. He's been permanent Manchester United manager since March 2019. The reason the club decided to give him the job on a permanent basis was reflecting now well he did as the interim manager. You know, if Solskjaer does get sacked, he will be the 4th permanent manager to be sacked since Ferguson, because Man United have already sacked 3 managers since Ferguson, sacked Moyes, sacked Van Gaal and sacked Jose Mourinho. Manchester United have been playing catch-up for the last 8 years or so. Manchester United have not been the same team since Fergie retired. And a lot of United fans predicted it was all going to go wrong when Ferguson retired, which obviously it has done. No one's going to replicate what Ferguson did at the club. Ferguson won 30-odd trophies, including 13 Premier League titles, so reflecting on that, he brought success. But Ferguson didn't settle in straight away because he didn't win out in his first 4 years at Man United. Ferguson was a very long-serving manager as well. He endured a 27-year managerial tenure. The only mistake Ferguson made was appointing David Moyes in when he retired. But the reasons he did that is because they were both Scottish and Ferguson seemed to have a lot of time for Moyes. Manchester United are going to offload players next year. Martial, he's going next year, I think. I think Cavani's going next year. I think Juan Mata's going next year. I think Jesse Lingard's going next year. I think Van Der Beek's going because Van Der Beek's not getting enough game time at Man United. I also think Matic is going. I think Pogba's leaving next year. I think Tellez is also going. I think Jones and Bailly are going. I also think Dalot's going. And I think Dean Henderson will go out on loan. Because obviously Dean Henderson doesn't get his opportunities now because De Gea reclaimed the number 1 spot back. So there you go. And Manchester United have got some very, very good players. But the reason we're not getting the best out of a lot of the players is because Manchester United do not play as a team. They're a team of individuals, like a lot of pundits have spoken about, you know, a lot. You've got the likes of City, Liverpool and Chelsea that all play as a team. That explains why they're in a much better position than Manchester United at this moment in time. You know, obviously we've got David De Gea, very, very good goalkeeper. I've got to give De Gea credit because I think he's done really, really well so far this season. He did really well in the 2-0 defeat to Man City. He saved us from a humiliation. De Gea made some fantastic saves in the first half against City to deny Cancelo twice. He denied Jesus and Kevin De Bruyne. Yes, De Gea was partly to blame for Bernardo Silva's goal, but Luke Shaw was to blame a lot more than De Gea. like I said, De Gea reclaimed that number 1 spot back. In the summer, De Gea decided to cut short his holiday by 2 weeks to fight for the starting place, and he said De Gea is determined to fight for his Manchester United future. He has won everything domestically at the football club and he's made over 500 appearances for Man United in all competitions. Against City, it was De Gea's 350th Premier League appearance. De Gea has got under 2 years left on his Man United contract and he receives £375,000 a week, and this season is De Gea's 11th season at the club, so he's been a long servant. He's been with us since the Ferguson era. And you've obviously got Dean Henderson, that's a good goalkeeper as well. He did well in a lot of the games he was in goal for last season. At one point last season he got the number 1 jersey. Henderson's only been in goal for 1 game so far this season. That was the West Ham game in the Carabao Cup. And he did well in that one, to be fair. At one point though, Henderson was out with COVID for a while. Revert back to what I said earlier on, I think Henderson's going out on loan next year. But Henderson's already got that experience behind him because he enjoyed 2 successful loans with Sheffield. He's also had other loan spells before as Henderson. Before the start of last season, Henderson signed a 6-year contract to Man United, so reflecting on that, he committed his future to the club. You've got Aaron Wan-Bissaka, that's a very good right back. He didn't play well against Man City though last weekend. It was a shame because in recent weeks he's been in scintillating form. The defensive side of Aaron Wan-Bissaka's game is absolutely superb, but there's aspects of his game that have to improve. He's got to show more attacking intent, his positioning's got to improve, his crossing's got to improve a bit more as well. But despite that, he's still one of the best right-backs we've had since Gary Neville. This season is Aaron Wan-Bissaka's 3rd full season at Man United. We got him in a deal worth $50 million from Crystal Palace back in the summer of 2019. You've got Eric Bailly, he's a very, very good centre-half. But Bailly doesn't get regular game time, does he? He lost his place in the team a while ago, obviously with the signing of Varane in the summer transfer window. And for some reason, Solskjaer prefers Lindelof ahead of Eric Bailly. Bailly did play in the 2-0 defeat to Man City, and I've got to make an admission, he was horrendous. Obviously City's first goal came from an own goal by Eric Bailly. But not only the own goal, his overall performance was very, very, very poor. It was a shame because Bailly played well in the 2-2 draw against Atalanta. He made some good interventions and some good blocks, and he played well against West Ham in the Cup earlier on this season. He's only made 3 appearances so far this season. Like I've mentioned, I think Bailly's leaving next year. My element of concern about Bailly is injury prone, so in that aspect he's a liability. Towards the end of last season, Bailly signed a new contract to Man United till 2024. There's an option of a further year. Bailly's been at Man United for 5.5 years now. Got him from Villarreal back in 2016 for 30 million. We brought him in under the Jose Mourinho era. You've got Raphael Varane. That's also a very, very good centre-half. He's done well in quite a few games he's played for Manchester United, but there's been a couple of games where he's looked off the pace. Varane's not available at the moment because he's out with a hamstring injury. He's out for a month. Varane came off injured in the first half in the 2-2 draw against Atalanta, and he got replaced by Greenwood in that game. Varane only just come back from a groin injury not so long ago. He was out with that groin injury for a few weeks. Varane initially made his return in the 3-0 win against Tottenham. What a good performance he put out. Manchester United got Varane in a deal worth 41 million with add-ons included. He's got a contract with Man United till 2025. There's an option of a further year. Varane to Man United was official just before kick-off against Leeds, which was the opening day. But he is regarded as one of the best centre-halves in the world. He's highly experienced as well. And Varane has got a good pedigree behind him. Look at the amount of silverware he won when he was at Real Madrid. Not only that, he was a long-serving player when he was at Real Madrid. Harry Maguire. Yes, he's a good centre-half when he wants to be, but he hasn't proven how good he can be this season. I think he's been absolutely terrible so far this season, Maguire. He's been even worse since he come back from that calf injury. The best game Maguire has had so far this season was the 3-0 win against Tottenham, even though Maguire got booked in that game. Maguire had ligament damage in his ankle towards the end of last season. Manchester United overpaid for Maguire, got him for 80 million. So he's the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment and the second most expensive signing at the club. And you've got Luke Shaw, that's a very good left-back overall. You know, Luke Shaw has certainly not proven how good he can be this season because Luke Shaw's been very poor this season. Where's the Luke Shaw from last season? Because I thought last season Luke Shaw was superb and he was far superior last season to how he has been so far this season. The best game Luke Shaw's had so far this season was the 3-0 win against Tottenham, despite him getting booked in that game. Luke Shaw recently played in the 2-0 defeat to Man City and I thought he was very poor in that one and he was the main culprit for Bernardo's second goal. Should I say Bernardo Silva's second goal? Shaw came off injured against Man City as well, and he had to get replaced by Telles. Shaw's been our first choice left back for a while, and he still remains our first choice left back. Shaw's been at Manchester United for 7.5 years, so he's been a long-serving player. He's got under 2 years left on his Manchester United contract. And you've also got Alex Telles, that's a good left back. I haven't really had much of a perception on him because he hasn't been given much chances. But in the games he has played in, I think he's done quite well. Like I said, Telles came on against Man City, nearly conceded a penalty. But it was the right decision not to give a penalty because Telles just got the ball. But the reason Manchester United brought Telles in was to provide competition for Shaw. We got Telles in a deal worth 15.4 million from Porto last year. Earlier on this season, Telles had injury. Now we've also got Paul Pogba, that's a good player. Not only a good player, he's an imperative player as well. Manchester United are prepared to sell Paul Pogba in the January transfer window. Well, at least if we get rid of him in January, we can cash in for him. It's better than letting him go on a free next summer. Pogba could miss the rest of 2021 because on Monday, Pogba suffered a thigh injury in France training. Even if Pogba was fit, he wouldn't have been able to play against Watford after the break anyway because Pogba's still got one game to serve out of the 3-match ban he got. Pogba got sent off for the 2-footed challenge on Naby Keita in the 5-0 defeat to Liverpool. But Pogba did enjoy a good start to the Premier League season. You know, Pogba's got 7 assists so far in the league. And he produced good performances for Man United in the last couple of months of last season. And he was out with a thigh injury for a while last season as well. And he sustained some ankle injuries at Man United. You've got Donnie Van Der Beek, that's a good player as well, but I haven't had much of a perception on Donnie Van Der Beek at Manchester United because he hasn't been given enough game time. And I've said, Solskjaer should be starting Van Der Beek, especially in the Premier League, with him being a very good player. So I do think Van Der Beek's leaving in January. Van Der Beek did recently come on against Man City and he made an impact. He came on in the 2-2 draw against Atalanta and made an impact. That just proves how good he is. Really, really does. Prior to the Liverpool game, Solskjaer did admit that Van Der Beek is frustrated and disappointed over his situation at Old Trafford. Well, it did mention earlier on this season that Van Der Beek was furious with Solskjaer. Van Der Beek has endured what a difficult 19 months at Man United. Or 18 and a half months. This season is Van Der Beek's second full season at Man United. We got him in a deal worth 40 million with add-ons included. He's got a contract to Man United till 2025 and he's versatile. He can play in 3 different roles. And you've got Bruno Fernandes. That's an exceptional player. He's one of our best players and he's one of the best signings we've made since Fergie retired. Fernandes starts the vast majority of Manchester United's games. He's been consistent in a lot of games for Man United, but on the other side of things, there's been quite a few games where he has looked off the pace. Fernandes was very poor in the defeat to Man City. He looked very sloppy, looked lost for ideas, and he gave the ball away a lot of times. But Fernandes played well in the 2-2 draw against Atalanta the other week because he got the assist for Ronaldo's first goal in that game. What a back heel that was from Bruno Fernandes to set Ronaldo up. He made an impact in the 3-0 win against Tottenham not so long ago because Fernandes played a part in 2 goals in the game against Tottenham. Fernandes has got a lot of assists for Man United. And he's also scored a lot of goals for Man United. Fernandes has been a Manchester United player for almost 2 years now. We got Fernandes from Sporting Lisbon back in January 2020. Last season, Fernandes won Player of the Year and he's won Player of the Month quite a few times, reflecting on his good performances. Earlier on this season, Fernandes did make it clear that he wants to stay at Man United, and when he came to Manchester United, Fernandes said, I've come to Manchester to win trophies. Fernandes has got a contract to Man United till 2025. There's an option of a further 12 months. You've got Marcus Rashford. That's also a good player as well. I think Rashford's done well in quite a few games since he's come back, but he's also had a few bad games as well. Don't forget Rashford was out with a shoulder injury for a while, and at one point he had to have an operation on his shoulder. Most of the time now Rashford plays on that left wing, but that's where he's mostly effective. He's far superior on the left wing to the right wing and up top. Rashford's been part of the club for a long time. He's been a United player since the age of 7 and he's been in our senior squad since 2016. So he's been in our senior squad now for a good 5.5 years. And he's got a contract to Man United until 2023. And you've got Mason Greenwood, talented player. Mike Ashaw's got a long-term future at Man United, still young, got a lot of development in him. Greenwood has, 4 goals in the league so far this season. At one point, though, Greenwood did go a while without scoring, but I still think that Greenwood's been a revelation since he broke into our senior squad. Greenwood made his senior debut for Man United back in 2019. Last season signed a new 4-year contract, reflecting on the good performances. And Greenwood's been a United player since the age of 7, so reflecting on that, he's been part of the club for a long time. Most of the time Greenwood does play on the right wing, but he actually played up top with Ronaldo in the 2-0 defeat to Manchester City. We've got Jaden Sancho, that's a good player overall, but he hasn't proven how good he can be so far at Manchester United, because I think Sancho's been poor for Manchester United so far. But I don't think that's his fault. I think Solskjaer's the one to blame for Sancho's poor performances, because when Solskjaer decides to play Sancho, he persistently plays him out of position. Fans have actually been getting on Sancho's back. But there again, there's quite a few games that Sancho doesn't even play in. So reflecting on that, does he have a future at Man United? It does take some players time to settle in. And I said Sancho will do well providing that he's used correctly. Sancho enjoyed 4 good years at Dortmund, don't forget. And I was hoping he could replicate at Man United what he did in his 4 years at Dortmund. But so far, he's not replicated it, has he? Sancho recently came on against City and made an impact, though, to be fair. We got Sancho in a deal worth 78 million with add-ons included. He's got a contract with Man United till June 2026 as an option of a further year. And obviously we've got the best player in the world overall in Cristiano Ronaldo. Obviously Ronaldo's becoming infuriated with what's going on at Manchester United at the moment. He's even mocked Solskjaer's tactics. He did that in the 5-0 defeat to Liverpool. Manchester United are relying on Ronaldo far too much. In the 2-2 draw against Atalanta, Ronaldo saved Solskjaer because he netted twice in stoppage time at the end of both halves. Then Ronaldo scored the winner in the reverse fixture against Atalanta. He scored the winner against Villarreal earlier on this season. He also scored a very good volley in the 3-0 win against Tottenham. He also got an assist in that game. That was Ronaldo's first assist since he re-signed for the club. He also had a disallowed goal against Tottenham. Ronaldo has scored 9 goals in all competitions so far since he re-signed for the club. He did play in the 2-0 defeat to Man City, but like I said, I thought he was anonymous in that game because he got very little service. He had 2 chances in that game. Edison produced 2 good saves. One of the chances from Ronaldo, though, was actually offside. The first chance was a volley. Ronaldo got named Player of the Month for October, so now he's got back-to-back awards because he got named Premier League Player of the Month back in September. Ronaldo's won 32 major trophies in his playing career, including 5 Ballon d'Ors. Like I say, if it weren't for Ronaldo, Manchester United would be in a worse position. And obviously you've got Cavani, that's good as well. But unfortunately I think he's going to be leaving next year. So there you go. There is good players at Manchester United. And if we did play as a team, we would be up there with the likes of City, Liverpool and Chelsea. There's also inconsistent players at Man United. Matic isn't good enough. Fred's not good enough. McTominay's not good enough. Lingard's not good enough. But Lingard doesn't really get in the team anyway. Martial's not good enough either. Lindelof's not good enough. So there you go. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.